is CTV News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Travis Fortnum. We're learning more tonight about a foiled terror plot with alleged targets less than an hour from Windsor. The FBI saying suspects were targeting nightlife hotspots in Ferndale, Michigan. For the latest, we turn to NBC's Nick Monticelli.
The two suspects charged are Mohamed Ali and Majid Mahmoud, seen here in evidence photos purchasing guns and practicing at a gun range. They are both U.S. citizens living in Dearborn and are accused of conspiring to support ISIS by planning a terrorist attack. It appears that attack would have been targeting LGBTQ plus friendly bars and clubs in the city of Ferndale. Federal agents say encrypted messages revealed talk of doing the same thing as France, referencing the 2015 coordinated shootings and bombings that killed more than 130 people in Paris. Investigators say the group allegedly picked a date, Halloween, and even sought approval from an extremist figure tied to ISIS supporters. During the raids on Halloween, agents found 3 AR-15 rifles, 2 shotguns, 4 handguns, 1,600 rounds of ammunition, tactical vests, body armor and chest rigs, GoPro cameras, and 24 empty AR-style magazines. These are some of the evidence photos from the raids at both Dearborn homes and a U-Haul storage facility in Inkster, showing the AR-style magazines and tactical vests that were purchased. The federal complaint says the group of men were stockpiling the weapons, body armor, even a device designed to rapidly increase a rifle's rate of fire.
In all, 5 suspects were arrested, but only 2 have been so far charged. A third, a juvenile, will go through a different court process. Back here at home, a family is grieving the loss of a 19-year-old struck and killed by an OPP cruiser on an Essex County back road. Mendy Goosen is being remembered for her creativity and spirit. CTV's Robert Lothian spoke with her family tonight. Robert, what have you learned?
Yet, Travis, the family of Mendy Goosen remembers her for a smile that was almost infectious, sparking joy in the lives that she touched. She's remembered as being a quiet teen with an undeniable gift for the arts that was taken far too soon. Growing up as the baby of the house, Mendy Goosen had no choice but to stand her ground.
She had a good amount of sass, which you kind of have to have with 3 older brothers.
Born in Ethiopia, Mendy was adopted when she was 4. Spending her childhood in Harrow, her family says she had love for books, movies, and her cat.
Couldn't hardly go a day or 2 without wondering where her cat was, or hardly even a couple hours. She always wanted to go home to her cat.
Mendy's brother Alex's creativity oozed out of the 19-year-old. After taking time off from school, the goal was to put her skills in the arts to the test.
She wanted to get into film. She wanted to get into editing, directing, all that kind of stuff.
Plans for Mendy's future were dashed Sunday morning after she was hit by an Essex County OPP cruiser. Police say it happened near Isler Road around 4:25. Investigating the case, the province's police watchdog says the officer didn't appear to be en route to a service call.
Mostly just grief at losing her, I guess, and trying to understand, make sense of it.
Barely removed from the incident that took their sister, the Goosens say there's still more questions than answers.
I guess we're not entirely sure what it was or why she was out there.
Still in disbelief, they say it will take time to come to terms with Mendy's death, but they'll remember her impact on their lives as a positive one.
I think it would be important to remember that that life is short and that our lives are in God's hands.
She had lots of potential, and we're just very sorry that she's left us so soon.
The Special Investigations Unit continues to urge anyone that may have information about the case to come forward. Mendy's funeral will be held on Friday morning at Harrow Baptist Church. Her family says all are welcome to come. Travis.
Thank you very much, Robert. That's CTV's Robert Lothian reporting live in studio for us tonight. Also this weekend, a school trip headed for Leamington ended in tragedy. A bus carrying dozens of Kitchener students crashed near London, leaving several injured and the driver dead. CTV's Brent Lale has the details.
A bus carrying more than 40 students crashed into the ditch on Highway 401 Sunday, leaving children injured and the driver dead.
I was at the very back of the bus, so all I saw was something fly off the side, and then everything was just kind of a blur after that.
We've got 42 passengers on board that school bus, 4 of which were transported to the hospital with minor injuries. And unfortunately, the driver of the school bus was pronounced deceased on scene.
The bus was taking more than 40 students from Kitchener Collegiate Institute in Waterloo on a 3-day overnight field trip to Point Pelee in Leamington. They were headed to explore nature before the bus crashed just outside London. Twins Maddie and Lily Knight did not wish to appear on camera, but said their driver had a medical episode at the wheel.
And then after that, we swerved down into the ditch area. We hit another thing. We didn't know what it was, but we hit it. And then
realizing it was a deer.
And then we kept going straight and then slid sideways, and everyone fell on me because I was the side that hit the ground.
We just opened the emergency hatch thing, and just everyone kind of was helping people get out.
Following the crash, the more than 40 students on board were transported by coach bus here to the East Lyons Community Center, where they were reunited with their families.
Don't really know how I feel yet, but it was definitely scary.
We have young people that, a little traumatic for them to experience something of this nature. And with our members and all first responders getting on scene to make sure that those students that needed care immediately were taken care of.
The OPP Traffic Reconstruction Management Team is trying to piece together the cause of the crash and how the driver died.
There's no assessment going to be made at this time until we look at all the facts.
Brent Lale, CTV News.
Staying in London for just a moment, the Windsor man behind Creeper Hunter TV was denied bail today. 45-year-old Jason Nasser was arrested last week, accused of breaching his release conditions by attending a screening of a documentary about him, which was also attended by family of his previous victims. London police laid multiple charges, including new counts of harassment. Nasser remains in custody at least until his next court appearance on Wednesday. In Windsor tonight, a teenager is in hospital after being struck by a vehicle while riding his scooter. It happened just after 3 this afternoon near Dominion Boulevard and Norfolk Street. Police say a 14-year-old was taken to hospital with serious injuries. The driver stayed on scene. They're asking anyone with dashcam or security video to give them a call. Windsor police also investigating after shots were fired at a South Windsor home early Saturday morning. You see the surveillance footage here. Investigators say just after 6 a.m., a masked man pulled up in a black SUV, walked toward the house, then grabbed a gun from the vehicle and fired several shots before taking off toward EC Row. No one was hurt, but police believe the home was specifically targeted. All this as Windsor police warn youth crime is up, with more young people found to be behind assaults, mischief, and shoplifting, to name a few. With more, here's CTV's Michelle Molesky.
The stats are supported by the headlines. A quick search of our website brings up plenty of articles about youth crime, many for serious offenses like assault, robbery, even home invasion.
Assaults and mischiefs are the number one drivers of our youth crime stats, so those are definitely up.
The increases are startling. Year over year, youth-involved assault is up 50%. There is a 118% increase in shoplifting and 143% jump in mischief cases.
I can't fit it into this neat little box, unfortunately, because if we could, we would have this solved and we would have it all figured out. And we wouldn't be having this conversation about why the numbers are going up.
We haven't seen high shoplifting rates in years. And so the fact that this is now coming through is telling me they're stealing because either they want the stuff, they want money from the stuff, which they plan to sell, or they're hungry and they're stealing food.
Serious offenses over age 12 will result in criminal charges. Lesser offenses by younger offenders will be referred to youth diversion for access to counseling, therapy, and other supports.
They're coming through oftentimes in pairs or in groups, which is telling us that there's an element of peer pressure that's involved.
Conrad also believes social media isn't helping.
This notion that it's okay to break the law because you're going to get away with whatever you're doing, right? That the Youth Criminal Justice Act is a joke. I mean, this is something that they're absolutely picking up off social media.
Youth crime is such a concern. Windsor Police now have a dedicated youth crime constable working out of the Special Victims Unit.
We're trying to prevent the youth from entering that 12 to 17 where they can be criminally charged. We don't want that to happen. We want that number to be 0.
That youth crime constable has resulted in a 288% increase in warnings under the Youth Criminal Justice Act and a 3% increase in the number of youth charges laid when those warnings weren't enough. Michelle Molesky, CTV News.
The Nexstar plant is shifting gears. Later this month, the Windsor facility will start producing cells for grid-scale energy storage. As CTV's Sanjay Maru reports, it's a move fueled by slowing EV demand and the rise of artificial intelligence.
After 3 years of construction, Windsor's $5 billion Nexstar energy plant is ready to produce another product. Company leaders say the market for storing electricity, not just using it, is growing fast.
With the AI data boom, the grid's not ready to be able to support all this new infrastructure. Supplementing the grid with these ESS systems, we're able to launch these data centers.
Energy storage batteries, known as ESS, can hold power from sources like wind or solar, then release it back to the grid when it's needed. That's why the Windsor facility, a joint venture between Stellantis and LG Energy Solution, will begin producing ESS at the end of this month, with plans to add EV cells in the future as market conditions warrant.
The energy storage system has always been on our radar. EV was to take up 100% of the capacity, but ESS was always the secondary that could be ready.
The timing reflects a slowdown in electric vehicle sales, now making up just over 9% of new registrations in Canada, down from nearly 19% a year ago.
There is no more EV incentive. That $5,000 rebate that the federal government would give anyone that made a purchase of an EV, that's gone.
Automotive News Canada digital editor Greg Layson says U.S. policy changes are also playing a role, with Donald Trump rolling back EV incentives and easing rules for gas-powered vehicles, making them more affordable. According to Layson, all this makes leading with ESS a practical move for Stellantis as the EV market looks to stabilize.
This is probably a good pivot for Nexstar and Stellantis in the short term.
But according to the company, this short-term play will not affect its long-term mission or hiring targets.
Currently, we're just over 1,050 employees. We continue to hire 50 to 100 employees per month, and we're still striving towards our original goal of 2,500 employees at Nexstar.
In Windsor, Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
Traffic is moving again near the Outlet Mall in LaSalle, with work now wrapped up on a new roundabout at Sandwich West Parkway and Heritage Drive. The upgrade marks a major milestone in what town officials call the largest project in LaSalle's history. Crews began work in late July, with council granting temporary noise exemptions to allow some early morning and evening construction through the summer. Today marks 95 years of traffic flowing through the Windsor-Detroit Tunnel, and as CTV's Chris Campbell shows us, it remains a vital lifeline between Canada and the U.S.
Stretching over just 1.5 kilometers beneath the Detroit River, the tunnel officially opened on November 3rd, 1930. At the time, a one-way trip cost just 25 cents, and on day one, more than 2,000 vehicles made the crossing.
95 years is a big deal, and you think about, that kind of time in history versus today, and we're still a huge important part of the economies of Windsor and Detroit.
About 12,000 vehicles now pass through daily.
About 470 million vehicles have taken the tunnel since it opened. 470 million, that's a lot.
Officials say years of upgrades, from ventilation and lighting to tolling technology, have kept the tunnel strong and secure.
The funny thing is, the tunnel, again, built in 1930, cars were smaller, so we have just 12 feet of road on either side. Standard roads now are 13 or 14 feet. But we've got great ventilation, and our ventilation actually needs to work less than it used to because cars are a lot more efficient.
I think what's really important to remember in this celebration, in this anniversary, is our shared humanity between our two cities. So hopefully what happens after another 95 years, that tunnel will still be here, our community will be stronger, and we as Windsorites and Detroiters will have that same heart, that same soul, and that same beauty.
The tunnel remains jointly owned by the cities of Windsor and Detroit.
I think it's great. I think that with the new bridge and the old bridge, you know, it's very good to have lots of access to the U.S.
Many times I go to Dearborn or Michigan.
A lot of people like to shop over there and things like that. It's quick to get across.
I'm amazed it's that old. I thought maybe around World War II, but 95. Wow, that's a lot.
Listen, it's a crucial connection for automotive, manufacturing, and just people, right? Families, friends, sports fans, moviegoers. Like, there's just a whole bunch of, we're the #1 passenger vehicle crossing connecting Canada and the United States.
Chris Campbell, CTV News.
CTV meteorologist Julie Atchison has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time.
It will take some sacrifices.
Prime Minister Mark Carney putting the finishing touches on his first federal budget. What to watch for still ahead. CTV meteorologist Julie Atchison is here with a look at the weather. Julie, tomorrow looks like a pretty good day, but I'm going to let you take it from there.
All right, yes, you're right. Tomorrow's going to be an awesome day. Lots of sunshine. It'll be the best day over the next 7. Daytime high close to where we were today, even a bit warmer in the afternoon. In terms of our high today, 15 degrees, our low temperature of 5. Getting a bit cooler out there tonight right across Essex County. Temperatures will drop into the low single digits, most areas coming in at 3 degrees. We had some strong gusty winds today after the passage of a cold front, but the wind's really easing off out there tonight and skies are clear. You can see some showers that have continued to move through off lake activity to the lee of Lake Superior and Georgian Bay, but the main rain associated with the cold front is now driving well off to the east. So it'll be quiet for us overnight. We will be under the influence of high pressure for tomorrow, and that means we have a beautiful day on the way with lots of sunshine and the winds generally out of the west. Our next weather system will be getting organized with some moisture, Pacific moisture, that will be moving its way across the country, and we will see a series of these low pressure systems moving through this week, the first one arriving on Wednesday. Now at this point, it doesn't look like we'll see a whole lot in the way of rain Wednesday. This forecast model has been flipping back and forth, but it shows the bulk of the rainfall areas off to the northeast of us. So I have introduced a chance for showers on Wednesday, so we'll go overcast in the morning with the risk of rain in the afternoon. And you can see as we head into Wednesday evening, there'll be some rainfall around, but it looks like some breaks in the cloud cover towards Essex County and Chatham-Kent. Your forecast, though, tomorrow looking absolutely beautiful. If you get a chance to get outside, try to get outside tomorrow. It'll be one of those days you want to take advantage of, even if you can just pop out for a bit on your lunch hour. Enjoy that sunshine. Daytime high coming in at 16 degrees and winds out of the west from 10 to 20 kilometers per hour. So I did introduce rainfall on the forecast for Wednesday. That probability looks to be maybe a bit high. In terms of the afternoon, just be prepared that there is the chance for some rainfall. So you just want to keep your umbrella handy for your Wednesday. We're back to full sunshine Thursday and 12 degrees with the chance of showers on Friday. Now the Friday showers, this is a cold front coming in, so this is not an all-day rain, but when the front comes through, look at the temperature drop for the weekend. So as we head into Saturday and Sunday, overcast, daytime highs 8 degrees. So we're going to cut the temperature in half from tomorrow at 16 down to 8 on the weekend. As we round out the 7-day, temperatures will dip close to the freezing mark, and you can see a few flakes in there. I'm not getting too excited about that at this point, but as temperatures dip near the freezing mark, anytime you get precipitation, you could see some flakes of snow mixing in, and that's about a week out. So enjoy your Tuesday, and all that sunshine will be in and out of the chance for showers as we head through the week. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Julie, for everything except for mentioning snow. Years after a fire forced the vacancy of a downtown Windsor high-rise and 9 months after a class action lawsuit was filed over the situation, a judge has approved a settlement. It was November 12, 2019, when a small electrical fire in the underground parking garage caused extensive smoke damage to Westcourt Place. A class action lawsuit by the displaced tenants was certified in 2022 with a $7.3 million settlement reached this past January. It just needed court approval. That came Friday, which means checks can now be cut for displaced tenants. The judge also dismissed the objection raised by the City of Windsor and sticking downtown. A grand opening today for a new community hub with the YMCA Learning and Career Center opening at the university's downtown campus at Olette and University. Representatives say the Y's Learning and Career Center will welcome more than 300 people a day with programs for children, youth, and families.
There wasn't private options available the way that there are today. So the community changes and evolves. Some communities, the model still works very well. Some communities, it doesn't work as well. And so we have to evolve as times evolve and as people's needs evolve. And that's what the Y is here to do, is to serve community.
A Windsor steel magnate wants Canadians to help police the use of foreign steel, and he's putting money on the line.
I think it's a great idea. It really it brings government policy to the everyday person.
That's Windsor builder Vince Rosati of the Rosati Group backing billionaire Barry Zeckelman's new Buy Canadian Act push. Zeckelman is offering $1,000 to anyone who spots and reports foreign steel being used in public construction projects. The idea, keep taxpayer dollars and jobs in Canada. Zeckelman, who has spoken in support of U.S. President Donald Trump and against Canada imposing retaliatory tariffs, was unavailable for an interview Monday, and not everyone's convinced his motives are purely patriotic.
Everybody know Mr. Zeckelman have business across North America, and he fall under the free trade agreement. So if he could make more money in Mexico and make more money in the United States, I don't see if there is any type of loyalty to Canadian manufacturing.
The TSX gained 14 points, while in New York, the Dow lost 226 and the Nasdaq added 110. The Canadian dollar fell 1/5 of a cent, and on commodity markets, gold gained more than $17 an ounce, and oil is up 7 cents a barrel. CTV News Windsor has launched a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local news. By signing up, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. Tomorrow's federal budget is being sold as a bit of a balancing act, cutting back in some areas while pouring money into others. CTV's Abigail Bimman breaks down what the Liberals are calling a generational investment.
In the pre-budget day new shoe-buying tradition, the finance minister got hands-on at a factory, underlining build Canadian, buy Canadian.
The budget tomorrow is all about, it's an investment budget. It's a generational shift.
The government now only stressing investment.
C'est un budget d'austérité et d'investissement.
While in early September, just in French, Mark Carney also said austerity. Late October, a reference to sacrifices.
We won't transform our economy easily or in a few months. It will take some sacrifices.
Pounced on by opposition.
All our young Conservatives are fighting for homes, jobs, and hope, and they refuse to sacrifice their future.
We will not support an austerity approach.
There will be big spending in that budget, which goes against, I think, the logic of austerity. So there is a kind of tension here.
Desjardins economists predict the deficit will hit $75 billion.
I don't think you can characterize a $75 billion deficit as an austerity budget or austerity deficit.
There are obviously unanswered questions about just what is getting cut. Public service jobs most discussed. And the government has also promised to maintain some big-ticket programs and spend more on defense.
Austerity will mean different things to different people. And those who are most impacted will see the austerity. You can see public servants who are going to be impacted will view this as an austerity budget. The unions will view this as an austerity budget.
The Liberals are just 3 seats shy of a majority, meaning they need some help from the opposition parties in order to pass this budget in the confidence vote ahead or risk heading to an election. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
As Ottawa talks money management, one Chatham man just got a little extra to manage. 82-year-old Robert Dubé is celebrating a $100,000 win from Instant Bingo Doubler. He says he called his daughter to confirm the ticket and she broke down in tears of joy. Dubé says he'll share the prize with family and keep building homes out of Lego, his favorite hobby. The winning ticket was bought at Lucky 7 Variety on McNaughton Avenue West. CTV meteorologist Julie Atchison is back with another look at the next 7 days. Julie, I know I'm getting ahead of myself looking at the weekend, but this looks like a good one to stay inside with a sweater and some blankets.
Yes, Travis, you're right. This time of year, November plays lots of tricks with us in terms of our forecast, showing us some warmth and then quickly reminding us where we're headed. So in terms of tomorrow, that'll be the day. If you have some outdoor yard work and you're not working tomorrow, that'll be the day to get it done. That's for sure. Perhaps cut the grass one last time. We do have some rain in the forecast for your Wednesday, although I think that 80% is a bit high. It looks overcast in the morning and then the chance for showers heading into the afternoon before some breaks moving back in. Thursday, we're into sunshine, Friday showers, and then a big cool down coming for the weekend. It looks quite damp and dreary, typical for November. Enjoy your sunshine tomorrow, Travis. I'll send things back to you.
Thank you so much, Julie. Finally tonight, a Windsor family turning heartbreak into hope. For 20 years, the Caitlin Bedard Bone Marrow Association has held its annual Bowling for Bone Marrow event, raising money, awareness, and support for patients across Canada.
She was only here for a brief time, but she's forever in our hearts. She made us laugh every single night. She would have turned 24 this past Tuesday.
We started with this goal of raising awareness. We thought we'd do a few community outreach things, and for it to turn into an organization where we've raised over $1 million. We've helped hundreds of families across Canada. We found bone marrow matches for people. It's so heartwarming. I can't believe what we've been able to accomplish.
Cheers to 20 years!
When an adult goes through a stem cell transplant, that means they can't work for a long time. I mean, their recovery may be quick, but they can be over a year before they're ready to go back to work. And if it's a child that needs a transplant, they need a parent to stay with them, so that parent can't be working. So they do have a little bit of financial burden. So we like to help with a little bit of financial help.
We started with the goal of getting people onto this World Stem Cell Registry. We get out and run swab events to get students and people like that registered, and we sponsor research related to bone marrow transplants.
She'd be proud of us. She'd be happy, you know. I could see her being, you know, if it was an organization, if we had it and she was here, I could see her being involved. You know, she's a lot like her sister and her brother. They just like to help. And I think that Katie would have been the exact same way.
That's our time for tonight. I hope you'll join us tomorrow. For now, I'm Travis Fortnum. Take care.